Source of India: Hindu, Buddha and Jaina teaching from Nusantara, Indonesia. Records of writing history at one time can be corrected and dropped at another time. It is a mistake in the writing of history today that writes the kingdom of pre-Islam, as well as sites in the archipelago are Hinduism and Buddhism. Unanswered academic questions: when was the teaching in India formally born and who brought it to Nusantara? Check out this brief clarification. Regarding Hinduism, this is a fusion or synthesis of various traditions and cultures in India, the origin of ancient Vedic or Vedic-based Brahmanism. This synthesis appeared around 500 to 200 BC, with diverse roots and without founding figures growing side by side with Buddhism until the century's 8th. From North India, Hindu synthesis spread to the south. The end of the 18th century onwards, the British called the inhabitants Hindustan, that is, a nation to the southwest of India. Hindu became the equivalent term for Indians, who were not Muslims, not Sikhs, not Jains, not Christians, not Buddhists, who includes a wide range of adherents and practitioners of different traditional beliefs. The term Hindu, as an antonym to other beliefs, occurred around the early 16th century. Then the word Hindu, with the addition of ism, was added around the 1830s to refer to culture and religion. Then the term was accepted by Indians itself in terms of building national identity to oppose colonialism. Hinduism, as a gathering place for various coherent and independent traditions, supported by the Sanskritization of the 19th century under the dominance of Western colonialism and Indology, the term Hinduism came into wide use, and there was an unwritten rule that saints do not spread outward teachings. Meaning, Hindu teaching refers to religion. In India there was only around 1830, meaning this formally, Hinduism. India existed after the era of the kings of the archipelago embracing Islam in the 7th to 11th centuries. In the archipelago, the Dutch have played the role of Indian, Bali, bringing Indians to Bali, cast Balinese in 1910. Because of this influence, many Balinese people in 1930 went to India. Balinese intellectuals and academics concluded Bali was more perfect, likewise the philosopher Rabindranath Tagore. Religion in Bali was originally named Religion of Tirtha, then became Hindu Bali. This new name was in Temple in 1950. In the post-Vedic text, Mahabharata Udyoga Parva 108 East is described as the homeland of the Veda culture, where the creator of the universe first sings Veda. What is meant by East is the Southeast Asian archipelago as the source of the basic teachings of Veda. Panini, the Pakistani, first wrote about the Sanskrit grammar which originated from the archipelago, not the Sanskrit language made by Panini. The Sanskrit grammar book entitled Astadhyayi. His work contains 3,959 laws of Sanskrit written in the 5th century BC. Rshi Markandeya is the son of Nusantara, not from India. In the verse, Bwana Tatwa, about Mahasi Markandeya it is written, ... Sang Ayati Mwang Sang Niata on Sira Neat Listu Complete, Wikaksanung Arji, Wibuing Main Literature. The Ayati continued in the footsteps of his ancestors to become a hermit. He had the son of the Prana, as well as his younger brother named Sang Niata, the son of Marikanda. After he grew up, the wife of Marikanda was goddess Manaswini, the son of Mahasi Markandeya. Then Mahasi Markandeya married Dewi Dumara, sent down Mahasi Dewa Sira, who was married to Dewi Waiperi, who then sent down many sons. Is there a name above the name India? Or is there a source of Indian literacy that mentions the complete lineage of Mahasi Markandeya, whose father, mother and wife are children, complete as in Nusantara? Rshi Markandeya created the irrigation system, Sabak, in Bali. Is there this irrigation system in India? Svanadvipa, Indonesia, not India, is the starting place of learning resources for the principles of Dharma, and these are the figures of previous Indonesian male figures in the BC era. The pioneers of Dharmic reach the ground India. Filled circle Sanjaya, filled circle Sariputra, filled circle Dharmadasa, filled circle Dharmapala, filled circle Suvarnaksa, filled circle Maudgalyayana, filled circle Svanadva Dharmakirti, Kri Janayasa or Dapunta Hyang. Dharmadasa 700 to 620 BC, Dharmapala 670 to 580 BC, Suvarnadvipa Dharmakirti 610 BC 520 BC, Kumarila Bhattai 618 to 540 BC, Adi Sankara 569 to 537 BC. They are the sons of the archipelago, pioneers of Dharmak, from Svarnadvipa, Sumatra, Indonesia, as the origin will be, Dharmak original, which is now perfectly preserved in Bali. Timeline Buddhism from 250 BC to 8 AD, shows that in Southeast Asia, especially Sri Lanka and Burma, where Theravada Buddhism was dominated, there was no description of Mahayana spread in Southeast Asia. In the archipelago in the 4th to 7th centuries AD, it was not recorded that Indian missionaries came to the archipelago. Chinese pilgrims, who came to the archipelago, were to study and record the Dharmic original teachings that had existed for a long time in the archipelago, not to bring teachings from his country or spread to the archipelago. Chinese pilgrims who came to the archipelago to study and record the teachings of the archipelago, which were brought to their country. Filled Circle Sung Yun 1, 142, 138 B.C. Filled Circle Fa Huan 337, 422, ad. Filled Circle Sung Yun 2, 518, 521, ad. Filled Circle Haiyan Sang 602, 664, ad. Filled Circle Hui Ning 664, 667, ad. Filled Circle It Shing 671 to 695 m. Filled Circle Atiza de Pamkara Srinana 1013 AD. Fa Huan 337, 422, ad. Travel notes translated and annotated by Korean recension of Chinese text by James Legge. The Fa Huan building with a statue in it beside a large tree is the site of Mendit. Filled Circle in 399 to 414 AD. Fa Huan on a journey in Svarnadvipa noted, following the river Po Nai, is the river Panai, Kampar, in a place where students had lived there and made movements, walking in a circle, around the tope, stupa, as well as 4 teachers sitting in 4 corners. In this place the tower has been erected. Pradaksina, Prasawiya, Tawafin, Muara Takas. Sung Yun 518 to 521 AD records the existence of a power which he calls Saka Katrapas, from the identification of coins which are thought to have existed around 225 AD with the image of Tope, or the Muara Takas stupa. In the years 602-664, ad. Hyayan Sang recorded what he saw in Svarnadvipa. Beside it was a stupa built by the king, about 200 feet high. Nearby is a sign where the Tathagata walked to here and there. Hui Ning 664 AD 667 AD traveled for 3 years on the island of Java to translate a sutra about the understanding of life after death in this archipelago called Svarga, translation assisted by a Javanese expert named Junanabhadra. Filled Circle I Sing or Yi Jing 671-695, ad. A traveler from China who came to the archipelago 3 times, departing from Guangzhou, sailing 20 days for 10 years in Sriwijaya 685 to 695 AD. He stayed for 6 months in Sriwijaya, 2 months in Malayu to study Sabdavidya, or Sanskrit grammar, Pankavidya, treatment, logic, arts, crafts, and the science of managing the mind. Filled Circle Atiza de Pamkara Srinana, year 1013 AD, he traveled to the Srivijaya kingdom, lived for 12 years to study, then returned to India, died in 1054 in Nyatang, Tibet. Nalanda, in Bihar, India was founded in 427 AD in the wake of Fa Huan 337-422, add to the archipelago. Nalanda is a branch of learning development from Svarnadvipa which was initiated by Shailendra. On the site of the temple number 3 it is called by the name, Sariputra Stupa. Relief panels are sculpted on top of the tower. This is the most iconic Nalanda building with several steps leading to the top, which is named Sariputra. Sariputra, also called Upatisya, is the son of his mother Sari, Rupasari. Because of his mother's name he is called Sariputra. His father is Mathara. Nalaka, Nalada is the name of his village. The name of the mother and child is clearly the name of Nusantara, not India. Nalanda in Bihar, India is a branch of the university in Svanadvipa Nusantara, named Dharmapala. This is the center of learning and teaching the teachings of Dharmic original, which later underlies the birth of Buddhism, Hinduism and Jainism in India. Kri Janayasa, Dapantha Hyang, 6th century 4th year 11th day did, Siddhayatra, Holy Journey brings, Dharma, as well as Dharmapala, university graduates. This is the location that Fa Huan and I Thising C. went to the north as well as to the west 2,213 people. This is also what our Shi Markandeya did to Bali. Bali keeps perfect the teachings of the ancestors of the archipelago nation, Dharma. In Indonesia in the 4th to 7th centuries AD, there were no recorded Mahayana missionaries who entered. It was published. When Bhikkhu Ashin Jinarakita became Anagarika and sparked the idea of holding a Trisuci Waisak ceremony nationally at Borobudur on May 22, 1953. And from this moment on, published, Borobudur adheres to the Mahayana sect. Svanadvipa, Indonesia, not India, is the starting place of learning resources for the principles of Dharma. This is the Dharmic original, depicted in Borobudur, perfectly stored in Bali. Both are not based on two teachings that were born in India, but what is described in Borobudur, and perfectly preserved in Bali is the basis for the birth and growth of three Indian teachings of Hinduism, Buddhism and Jaina. These are academic scientific facts that are true. Please test it. Interpretation and writing of historical records at one time can fall, based on the research and studies carried out afterwards. Revisionist history naturally moves to perfect the meaning of history. By Santo Saba.